What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lowdown. We got some stuff to talk about today, so let's jump right in. So now the first thing I want to talk about today is what happened to me and this show last week. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this, but screw it. I have zero sponsors. If there are any sponsors out there after you watch this episode, if you still like me, hit me up. So if you're unfamiliar how I make money off this, or break even technically at this point with all the money I spend on making this, is I have monetization on these videos. So I have ads placed on these videos to help me make money, and then I make money off the ads for the more views I get. That's how the whole YouTube ecosphere works. However, if I put someone else's material on here and I make money off it, they can get mad at me because they're not making money off it, right? And it's their material. That's copyright infringement. That's how that whole thing works. There's a big deal with copyright on YouTube. So what happened is I posted a video in the middle of the lowdown of Brandon Marshall's from his Instagram account on this. Now the NFL's YouTube also posted the exact same video on their account. And they came after me and said, that is our copyright material, pull your video down. And they didn't tell me to pull it down, they actually just pulled it down. Because they have that kind of power, I guess. So from there, what happened is my video actually went back up, except they took monetization from my video for me that I couldn't make money off it. Now, what they also did is they placed their own monetization on my video and they made money off it instead. Now, if you know me, you know I hate when people take money from me. Now, it's not to deal with the money itself, it's to deal with the principle of my hard work. That's why I attribute money, the money I earn, to the hard work I put in and the progress from where I started from to where I ended up to that end goal and that end reward. So it's a big deal to me. I hate when people withhold money from me that is mine, that I earned, or especially when people take money from me that is mine. So what happened from there is, just so you guys know, there's a couple things on YouTube. There's a thing called fair use. Now, fair use is you have the right to use other people's content because they put it on this public domain. So first off, if that was NFL's video, which it wasn't, it would be under fair use, and I should be able to show it without any issues at all. So there's one, fair use. Second off, it wasn't even their video. It was Brandon Marshall's video, which he posted on his Instagram account, again, which is public domain, so I have the rights again to use it. And third off, I gave credit in the bottom to Brandon Marshall. It's not like I'm saying I took the video. I publicly said it is Brandon Marshall's video. Here's his Instagram account. Here's everything. I even put in the description of the video where I got the video from his Instagram. So needless to say, it took a couple days of me losing money, but eventually I beat the NFL and I won the copyright dispute back for the rights to my own video. Now again, it should all be done here, but it probably isn't because this pisses me off like crazy. I hate when the big guy goes after the little guy just because he can. They hit up YouTube, said pull this video, and it wasn't even like whatever they have built in where as soon as I published the video, it wasn't even published yet. It was just on my account, it was scheduled. They already had my video pulled before it even went live to the rest. So that shows the amount of power that the big guys have on YouTube to do whatever they want. And they put the copyright in because they just assumed that I probably wouldn't even fight it and they'd have a simple victory. But I don't go down easy. My video's back. NFL, suck it. So now that my little rant's over, let's get into the actual show. So every year, the first exhibition game is held in Canton, Ohio. Now, if you're unaware of why, Canton, Ohio is the birthplace and the home of the Hall of Fame class. That is where the Hall of Fame for the NFL is. Now, for that reason, they also have the Hall of Fame game. That was the exhibition game supposed to be played on Sunday. It's also called the Hall of Fame game. First off, Canton, Ohio. Second off, it's a night after the gold jacket ceremony where the previous year's Hall of Fame members are given their gold jackets and they give out their speeches. Now, with that gold jacket ceremony, there was only two that really mattered to me, were Marvin Harrison and Tony Dungy, because I'm a huge Colts fan. So I know everyone was all over Brett Favre's speech and what happened and stuff, but it didn't matter to me as much as Tony Dungy and Marvin Harrison did, especially Tony Dungy. Also, a little side note though, if you guys have never heard of the show The Herd with Colin Cowherd, or however you pronounce the last name, I'm sorry. Seriously, go check it out because he did a piece on why Terrell Owens should be in the Hall of Fame before Brett Favre, and it's unreal. It actually really puts a good perspective on it. It'll be linked down below. Go check him out. Okay, so back to the Hall of Fame game. So again, the game was scheduled for this Sunday between the Indianapolis Colts and the Green Bay Packers. Now, unfortunately, the game never happened because something happened Sunday morning on the field where the paint on the field, where, you know, all the white lines, the symbols in the middle, the end zones, everything congealed into a tar-like substance. So that basically meant if you would have stepped your cleat in that, who knows if you're actually even getting that cleat back. So for that reason, the game was canceled. Everyone apologized. The head of the NFL and the Hall of Fame apologized. But there's still some people that are really outraged that this game didn't happen. Personally, I don't really care. It's an exhibition game. You're not even going to see most of the big guys play anyways. I know it's part of the tradition, but still. Also, the players didn't mind it either, as they definitely don't want to risk their health at all just for an exhibition game, especially when there's 3 preseason games now instead of 2, so they're really trying to make sure they don't get hurt. Now, currently the field is being resurfaced, and it has not come out yet if the game will actually be rescheduled or just straight up canceled. And the NFL has already come out and said that the game will be there next year. They have no plans to change it just because of one incident. Now, the next story is a small update that the NFL still plans to do its investigation for looking into Clay Matthews, Julius Peppers, and James Harrison and doing their interviews for the performance-enhancing drugs based on the Al Jazeera report. Now, I did a bigger piece on it a couple videos ago, so remember, go check that out first if you want a lot more information on it. So they just said that they're still good at interviewing them though. However, the NFL Players Association has come back with another letter and said, do you have any further evidence to still do these interviews? Because the last update to the story was that the Al Jazeera report was actually false about Peyton Manning being a part of this. Peyton Manning has already been released and said he has no part in this, and he's maybe even looking to sue Al Jazeera for that. But yet they're still wanting to conduct the interviews of the other players in it when they've already found that they only have one piece of evidence, and that one piece of evidence was already discredited for one of their 4 cases. Again, just a small update. We'll see what actually happens. Hopefully it's all done by the season. Okay, and the next story is that Steelers kicker Chris Boswell decided to prank DeAngelo Williams by filling up his room with 700 balloons. And he posted this video via Twitter, which again is public domain.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Anyways, back to the story. So the caption with the video was, "Happy birthday, DeAngelo." Good prank, I guess. Now, I have 3 big questions, though, around this. Now, number 1, how many people did he have help him to actually pull this off? I wonder if he hired people to blow them all up, or if him and some buddies actually did it themselves. The next question is, how is it after doing 20 balloons, he still thought it was a good idea? Like, props to the commitment to actually follow through with that. Number 2 question will be, DeAngelo's birthday is listed as April 25th, and he captioned it happy birthday, so are they friends, or what the hell's going on here? And number 3 is, there's going to be a revenge prank, so I'm excited to see what it is. Comment down below, what do you think D'Angelo Russell will do to Chris Boswell in revenge? Now, the next story is that Falcons have cut rookie linebacker Tory Green for being involved in the Utah law enforcement case in a sexual assault. Again, it is just being investigated. The night after they heard about it, they cut him the next morning. Now, Falcons owner Arthur Blank came out and said, "We don't want anybody connected to the organization who has those kinds of accusations around them." Now, personally, I like this move for a couple main reasons. So number 1, it is a big reality check for players that want to get in the NFL and players already on NFL teams. That they're not going to put up with anything, even accusations. It doesn't matter. They will cut you right away. They don't want any issues at all. So it helps get those guys that were super pampered, like Johnny Manziel, that were given everything and had no consequences. It helps give them that small reality check that they need to get their act together before they want to be treated like a professional. So it helps keep the team clean. The second reason is it's actually not that big of a thing. For now, they want to just stay out of the media, get ready for their season. So the only way to stay out of their media, cut the guy, have it done. If it comes out that it was falsified for whatever reason, bring him back. Simple. Now, you got to remember, even if you have morning practices, afternoon practices, games, all that stuff, you're probably only on the football field a maximum of 8 hours in a 24-hour day. That means 2/3 of your day you're not on the field, and you're probably going to be judged by those actions just as much or more than you're judged on the football field. Guys, seriously, this warrant you. Stay clean if you want to make it, especially with social media nowadays. Stay off it. Okay, and now we have the signees for the week. Now, the first one is, speaking of Falcons, they have signed former Saints receiver Lance Moore. However, 3 days later, he has retired from the NFL, so I'm sorry, Falcons. Seahawks have also picked up lineman Jahari Evans. Now, Jahari Evans was a 6-time Pro Bowler for the Saints. When the Saints came to him and said, "We need you to take a pay cut from your $18 million to help clear some cap space," he didn't want to take that pay cut, and because of that, they cut him like that. Seahawks picked him up. It hasn't come out about his numbers or anything like that yet, but because the Seahawks only have $8.8 million in cap space, looks like he's going to be losing a lot of money because of that move to not take a small pay cut. Now, Packers also cut hero of the Packers fan base, John Kuhn. They cut him, and he has been picked up by the New Orleans Saints. Now, it was a one-year deal, and really nothing came out about the numbers. There wasn't a lot of numbers this week. I'm actually kind of upset. And the Cardinals have given the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, an extension of 5 years, $62.5 million, with $21.5 million of it guaranteed at signing. Speaking of the Cardinals as well, they also signed cornerback Alan Ball, and nothing came out about the actual numbers. Again, speaking about the Cardinals, they have extended both Larry Fitzgerald and Carson Palmer. Now, Carson Palmer was given a one-year extension worth around $23.5 million and a $6.8 million signing bonus, and this is for 1 year. Larry Fitzgerald was also given a one-year extension. However, no numbers have come out about it as they're still in talks. All that you know is good is that they're both guaranteed money, which means they have to both be in a Cardinals uniform until the end of the 2017 season. Chiefs have also made 2 pickups this week. First off, they picked up Nick Foles for a 1-year, $1.75 million deal. Now with that, he also has tons of incentives. Depending on how he does in this season, he could get next season $6 to $16.5 million. Again, it's all incentive based, so we'll see how well he does this season and if he can make that big bank next season. Chiefs also signed safety Jerron Johnson to fill in as Eric Berry is still holding out. And my favorite one is that Falcons have picked up Dwight Freeney for a 1 year. It's come out as at least $2 million deal with around $500,000 in signing bonus and incentives like sacks. Again, really happy to see him still playing. Love the guy's a Colt. Love to see him kick around. There you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode of Lowdown. If you liked that video, please hit the like button. If you really liked it though, please give it a share. And as always, thanks.